You guys, you can get you take your seats, please. Before we get into the credentials report and voting, I'm going to share with you our moneymaker for the weekend. So Dustin, if you want to roll it in.
It's Tim.
It's actually no size.
I know, right?
So it has its own speakers. It's a cooler, remote control.
Big pipes, big pipes.
Big pipe.
Gun shows in town.
So I'd like to thank my club, Stamping City Connects, for donating this cooler for the weekend. It will be auctioning it off tomorrow night, or tomorrow afternoon. It's review online. We're gonna, however we're gonna sell this thing, you need to make some money off of it. So make sure you guys let your clubs know at home or whatever if they want to make a bid. But inside, I think it's already got some treats inside there, Grant.
I think there is.
Something in there.
Special delivery?
I think so. Let's see.
Something we need. Something we need.
Two moose heads. So.
We need those.
So once again, Grant lost another bet to Gore Peterson, so he's paying his little debt back. Oh, Patterson.
Dustin, you want that, don't you? That is, it's no size, I think.
Needs a horn.
I'll take the flavors.
So we're going to move into the credentials report. We'll have our credentials chair, Keith Hodgins, come up.
Good morning.
Welcome back.
I haven't left yet. I'd like to do the credentials report for Friday, August 17th. Total accredited delegates, 124. 50% majority will require 63. A 2/3 majority will require 83. So that's for a flashcard vote. For the proxy or ballot vote, we have 1,661 Kinsman votes, 1,058 Connect votes, 241 Kin votes, 9 Campus Club votes, for a total of 2,969. A 50% majority will require 1,485. A 2/3 majority will require 1,980. I'd like to move my report as presented. Do we have a seconder? Diane Terrian. All in favor? Opposed? Carried. Thanks, John. Do you wish to be recorded as being opposed, John?
Yes.
So recorded. I first of all like to thank everyone for your patience this morning. You may be aware that we're working with a brand new credential system The credentials program has been rewritten and is now part of the national software, the IMIS program. We have a few things that we still need to work on, but we also have a significant level of confidence that the information that we presented this morning is correct. We're now going to move into the ballot voting process for the national directors. Could we bring the graphic up, please? So I'm going to inform everyone of the process now that we will be following. The room will be sealed. People can choose to leave the room if they wish, but no one will be allowed back in the room until after the ballot box has been sealed closed. Registered accredited delegates, i.e. those that have registered at the credentials desk this morning and received a flashcard, will be asked to come up and pick up the envelope containing their ballots. For those that are representing multiple clubs, you will be picking up multiple envelopes, so please make sure that you pick up for each club that you are an accredited delegate for. The number of votes in each envelope will be equivalent to the number of members in the club you're representing. And that will be as per national headquarters membership records on June 30th of this year. You may vote your votes all in favor or all against. You can split them however you want, but you will get enough votes to match your membership. Should you decide that you need to split them, there will be 4 different denominations of ballots. As you can see in the graphic here, there are 4 different colors, and each color is worth a different number of votes. So the yellow one, it says count for 1 vote, the blue is count for 5, the green is count for 10, and the mauve, doesn't show very mauve, but the 4th one is count for 20. If you believe that you need to split your votes in order to vote as your club has asked you to do, we will have a cashier set up at the back of the room. Over in the corner over here, by the far corner, we've asked some of our campus club members to be the cashiers this morning. So, no? Can't see back there. Okay, so anyway, it's not the campus club, but we do have people back there. You only need to go to the cashier if you need to split from the ballots that are in your envelope, and it'll just be on an exchange basis. So when you get your ballots, or I guess to give out the ballots, we will have a governor from each of the 8 districts at the table at the back, and they will have the envelopes with the ballots pre-stuffed in them, and they will have a sheet that they are recording who's taken the ballots for your club. It, again, should be the accredited delegate. That's the only people that the governor should give them to. Once you get the ballots, you need to place an X for the person you're voting for. So the graphic up here is actually the ballots for tomorrow, but it's the same sort of thing. We will have 5 candidates listed with a square beside each name. You can put 4 X's on each ballot. So there's 4 director positions that we are filling, and so that's why you get 4 X's per ballot. If there are more than 4 X's, the ballot will be spoiled, but you can choose to only vote anywhere between 0 and 4 votes, if for some reason you wish to. So again, you can vote for a maximum of 4 candidates per ballot. Are there any questions? Okay, anyone that is not an accredited delegate and wishes to leave the room, you may do so before the doors are sealed or anytime after the doors are sealed, but just remember you can't get back into the room until after all of the voting has been done. I suspect it'll take us about 15 to 20 minutes. Okay, so if we could have a governor from each district go to the back table, please, and if we can have the sergeant at arms seal the doors. Yes? Yeah, the scrutineer, thank you. The people who have been appointed scrutineers, can you please go to the back right now for the national director scrutineers? We need you to check the ballot box before it is sealed. Yeah, I've asked them to go back. So at this point, we had asked the governors to go back there, but we sure have a lot of governors. That's okay, but we're going to be lined up with District 1 on the far left-hand side as you're facing the table, and District 8 on the far right-hand side, and the other districts somewhere between them, in numerical order.
But, you know, who wants to come
Can I have the sergeant at arms identify yourselves, please?
Dustin Pumphrey.
Dustin? Where's Dustin Pumphrey? Okay, do you have people at every door, Dustin? There's nobody at the door behind you, there's nobody at the front door. What about this door? What about that one?
I'll be at this one.
Cat park. Looking for a Kit Kat. Yeah, I'm sorry too, because I need to go out there.
Where's my God?
Yep. That's exactly it. Everyone can see. No, can't see us. But
No.
is the mic on?
Yeah, it is. Well, it's picking up from the.
Oh, it's the front mic? This doesn't have a mic?
It does, but I canceled it.
So
because
only the mic up front.
Yeah, I'm being fed from the main board. Right there. Whatever it goes in the main board. Oh yeah, it's fed directly, so I don't have to worry about sound pickup. Right, it's already done with the board.
Need a little servo there.
The remote.
Okay, I better go.
I have to take my pen up there with me.
That's a basic community development.
This is a 2-minute warning for depositing the ballots in the ballot box that's over in the back corner. If you've received ballots but have not completed them, please do so now. You have 2 minutes. Sherry Anderson, could you go back to the table at the back and get a minute, please? Let's see, Bonnie. Is there anyone that has not deposited their ballots yet? Final call, anyone that has not deposited their ballots yet? Okay, Bonnie, can you pick up the box there, please? Thank you very much for your patience, everyone. The doors can now be unsealed. Thank you, Sergeants.
Just running a little ahead of time, so we're going to be about 10 minutes before the next presentation, so if you need to have a wellness break or washrooms, about 10 minutes and be back. Oh, I lied. Sean, you ready? Okay, yeah, 10 minutes.
Atta girl.
And you need to use the list of...
Oh, do you want these numbers? I wrote this down. Do you want this? Okay. So the first one's the accredited delegates, the other one is
I don't trust any of you people. And he left him like his earphone, and he went, okay.
I said, is that little bricks I said when I, did my biggest trip? Mean it that way. I meant like the stress level. That's what I was going for. Because he kind of made me very ill when I did it. I'm like, what's the stress level? Not that I would enjoy it. I'm saying the stress level.
Yes. I'm gonna go out there and see a little bit.
Wow. Nothing against the other guys. Yeah. I said to Dustin, you want that, don't you?
I'm just checking out for signs. I know. So
Just double check it. Yes. But I don't know anything about it. Because I didn't have I think is why I'm so uneasy. Because I know planning, you know what to do, which one, what to do. So if you know, talk to what you know. Which is fine.
no,
It's a nice way to end it. Yes. So I'm aware. So I haven't. Because they did all the like, and it's not that it wasn't discussed, but I didn't know. I don't want to
Just 2-minute warning, guys. schedule, so thank you to the foundation chair, Sean Thompson, for bumping into this morning. So we're going to have a report from our Kin Canada Foundation. Invite up Sean Thompson, the chair.
Cue the screen.
It's working on that. There we go.
President Terry, guest fellow Ken. Oh, Danny boy, the pipes, the pipes. God, too much time in Scotland this year.
That's from Ireland.
Too many pints in Ireland. So the Kin Canada Foundation, what's in it for me? Well, you've been experiencing some of the things that's in it for you through this program. The foundation has been very, very proud to support some of the leadership training that is going on this week with the keynote speakers. It was certainly our honor, and we're glad that we could participate in that way. But there's other things that we can do beyond just providing speakers at National Convention, and it's what we can do for you at your club and beyond. So just a quick overview so that I can tell you where we're going, take you there, and then tell you what we saw. So basically I'm going to give you a brief overview of the foundation, our vision and mission, our board governance, leadership, foundation programs, and how to contribute to the foundation, either as clubs to help us support the education for Kin Canada, so by making donations to the foundation so we can continue to help cover leadership speakers as we have for this weekend, but also personally, whether it's through legacy gifts, etc. And finally, how can we help? So the foundation, Kin Canada Foundation, was established in 2005 as the charitable arm of Kin Canada. We are a public charitable foundation under Canada Revenue Agency's regulations, and we are currently in the process of resubmitting our general operating bylaws to Industry Canada and CRA to align our objects for the foundation to allow for specific programs and individual donations under Kin Assist and 49th Parallel North Fund. And any kinsman, kinet, or kin club in good standing can access the foundation as a vehicle to operate projects. Part of what we do is support education training within Kin Canada. We cover some grants for the governor training, which will happen in September 23rd weekend. And also, as I've noted, keynote speakers for convention. For donations and also in partnership through agency agreements, we offer tax receipting and CRA reporting as part of our wraparound service to clubs. And we conduct a number of programs to facilitate fundraising and raise profile of kin. We also provide a vehicle for those wishing to make a gift to kin as part of an annual charitable contribution and providing tax receipts. So our vision is simple. Provide people and organizations with the opportunities to build their communities to create strong, vibrant, compassionate Canada. Empowering Canadians to change lives by enhancing and building communities, both in human experience and bricks and mortar. And our values are community, compassion, leadership, accountability, and education. We operate independently from Kin Canada, and we have our own governing bylaws. However, we do have very strong links to Kin Canada. Our foundation board includes up to 2 members appointed by Kin Canada National Board of Directors. And last year, in addition, we also added the National Service Director as a key role on our board. So there's this very strong tie into service in the foundation. Most foundation board members are individual members of Kin Canada clubs, but not all of our members are required to be. And we're regularly seeking members that provide skill sets, and part of our goal this year is to providing a more comprehensive recruiting policy and some guidelines that we're going to be working with Kin Canada to follow some of the things that they're doing in seeking leadership beyond. So our board moving forward for 2018-2019 is as follows. I'm the chair. Our treasurer is Philip Jewell from District 5. Bonnie Joseph, who's in the back counting votes somewhere, is our vice chair. Diane Tarian is stepping into the role of secretary. Penny Lee Smith is on our board of directors. She's the past national president and currently the national service director. Bruce Lloyd, just Bruce. Ryan Malley from District 3. Keith Hodgson, who's also in the back county roads. Tom Terrian from District 2. And Diane Rogers is our Director Emeritus. And once the elections are done and we know who our new board is for kincanada, then soon-to-be National President Aaron will be directing who will be joining our board. Leaving our board this year, Robin Stanton and the 2 board members that sat this year, National Vice President Aaron and Leanne Christensen. We have several programs. Our highest award is the Hal Rogers Fellow, and it's conferred by the foundation. It recognizes club members, alumni, and non-kin who have made significant contributions to community and country. And proceeds from this go to a permanent endowment fund. But while I have people in the room, we have a number of Hal Rogers Fellows in the room. And if I could please ask them to stand and be recognized, because these people truly serve their community. So some notable Hal Rogers Fellows, just to show you the company that these people tread. On Monday, we will be in Ottawa, and we'll be visiting with the Right Honorable David Johnson, who's just stepped down as Governor General. Second generation life member, Hal Rogers Fellow Liz Lindsay, who just happens to be a very, very special person in some people's lives in this room. Arthur MacDonald, if you do not know the name, he is the Canadian physicist who won the Nobel Prize. He also, his wife also taught our kids kinder music, so it was an easy connection to actually figure that one out. Colin, I've already mentioned, in the same category as Wayne Gretzky, because you got to keep Edmonton together there, and the CF founder, kin founder collection there, Bill Skelly, Ian McClure, Celine Dion, so the list goes on. And Mr. Patterson's personal favorite, Pinball Clemens. 49th Parallel North Fund is an initiative that was started by the foundation to recognize first responders. It grew from Portraits of Honor, but it was a way for us to truly recognize that first responders really do mean something. The idea was to honor and respect fallen Canadian first responders, whether military, police, firefighters, EMS, etc., and raise necessary funds to provide support to families of fallen first responders, plus provide funding assistance towards college, university, or training expenses for family members, and it follows the same guidelines as the Hal Rogers Fellow. At this point, if I could ask a member of the Fort Edmonton Kin Club to come forward, please. Part of the 49th Parallel North Fund is the presentation of a portrait. The gentleman you're looking at is Constable Woodall. He was killed in the line of action and for the Edmonton Police Services, and the Fort Edmonton Kin Club proposed a 49th Parallel North Fund Hal Rogers Fellow. So, Carol Ann, if I could just present this to you on behalf of his family and the city of Edmonton. With that, he also becomes a Hal Rogers Fellow, so there's also the presentation of the medal and the pin and a certificate. So, now, unfortunately, many communities have fallen first responders, and we would like to be able to really make our name for kin across Canada. So if your community has somebody who has died in the line of duty, a $1,500 donation to the Kincanada Foundation with the sponsorship will provide the Hal Rogers Fellow and the portrait. So it's something that I sincerely, if you have something in your community, I know we'll be working with with Victoria and people from Fredericton. I know a couple years ago there was an RCMP officer that was killed in Victoria in a car accident, and maybe that's something we can look at for next year at convention in Nanaimo. But there are things that we can do. So it's a good way to rally your community, raise awareness, and even do a fundraiser for it to raise the funds. So, thank you. You can leave. Kin Assist, this is something that goes back to St. John, New Brunswick and National Convention when there was, people were looking for a way to deal with individual crisis. And Kin Assist allows the foundation to actually support individuals. So the idea is to provide up to $1,500 for life-threatening or terminal illness, hospital stays, vehicle collisions, but it's basically ties in with what we're doing within Industry Canada and CRA. Applications are made through a club. I know we're currently working with Okotoks and a couple of other clubs on different projects. It's available to kin and non-kin, but it needs to be sponsored by a club as far as being put forward to the association, to the foundation. And we do not cover large-scale disasters. So that's where Kin Assist lies. Agency agreements are the way that we can work with your club so that you can do large projects and generate tax receipts. We've currently just about completed a project with the former High River Cadets. They're now, what are they called now? Foothills Cadet Club. They've just put a playground in, and we were proud to be involved with them in providing tax receipting and working for them. In District 2, we're working with a splash pad in Stonewall as part of that project. And so if you're looking to do a large community fundraiser, District 6, Russell, the Sports Dome, that's been an amazing partnership. They've raised a ton of money in the community, and it gave an outlet so that people could contribute and at the same time get a tax receipt. So we have some guidelines we need to follow with regards to how the project is run, but we'll work with clubs and provide the guidance, and it becomes essentially a foundation project that the feet on the ground is the local club. But it's a way to really move through. Now we charge an agency agreement because we have to do all of the CRA reporting and the receipts, but it's typically 3% on most projects. Anything getting above $250,000 we'll negotiate. Gifts to the foundation are welcome at any time. In fact, the Stampede City Kinsmen through Alberta Lotteries just gave a donation to the foundation for $10,000. So Stampede City Kinsmen, if you could please stand up and be recognized. And wouldn't it be great if we could jam-pack next year's convention with all sorts of dynamic speakers, because every club went back, every member here went back to their clubs and went back to their zones and went back to their districts and said, you know, we really need to donate to the foundation because we're going to provide dynamic speakers at the National Convention. So I encourage you all to go back to your clubs and tell our story. So there's a variety of things that we can do. Any clubs wishing to contact us, if you want to give a Hal Rogers Fellow in your community, just reach out. Carmen is our contact at headquarters, but you can also reach us at info@kincanadafoundation.ca. And so, any questions? Hearing none? President Terry, the floor is yours.
So we're almost at lunch. I'm just going to go back, and we had a motion on the floor to accept the rules of order report, and I believe is Kevin Carl. Oh, he's gone. So I can't see. Bill. I spell your last name, Gullidge. Bill Gullidge, Kin Club of Halifax. Seconded by Vicki Andrews.
Accredited delegate for the Quebec Club of Edmonton.
So we'll do Kin Grace and then we're going to break just to give them a chance to set the room for our awards banquet. It starts at 12:15, so make sure you're back in the room. Oh, all in favor? Oh, Kayla in the crowd. Sorry. Opposed? Scott Wood? Yeah. Do you want it to be noted? All right, so if you can stand for Kin Grace, and we will have District 6 lead us in Kin Grace.
Sorry apart, happy to meet again. May the Lord make us true kin in our thoughts and deeds, and make us truly grateful for the food we receive. Amen.
See you back here at 12:15.